Always off to an awkward start because that's how we roll on Wicked Awkward Muscles.
Oh! Wow!
I'm awake.
Are you
impressed?
Yes. We'll
Are you
go.
disturbed?
We'll go.
Yes.
No, I think I was just genuinely, like, you kept it. There was no stutter.
I didn't.
The stutter.
Oh, I do look like a child with these. Thank you, Daniela, for painting my nails. Nice purpley glitter, which I don't do normally.
So I was like, what's wrong with your nails?
And it goes very well with my shirt.
I love that shirt.
So before we say hi and get into all of our fun stuff, can we just relish in the awesomeness of my shirt right now? Because a special somebody bought it for me from Wicked Clothes.
Yes,
online.
IG.
And I don't usually wear white because white ghostiness like that, that's me. I'm a ghost. And white just makes me look even more dead.
Well,
And
I likes it. Yes, bitch.
serial killer documentaries and chill.
All day.
All day, baby.
I just saw it and I was like, oh my god.
Isn't that
That's
awesome?
it. And she needs to have it.
And I have it now and I love it. And I'm going to stop putting my hands on my chest.
No, she won't.
She also bought a black sweater without a hoodie version.
Is that like a crew neck sweater?
I don't even fucking know. It's a hoodie without a hoodie.
Yeah, no pockets.
Yeah.
It's just a pullover. Is that what it is?
Yeah. But if you like all dark things,
Yeah.
all wicked things.
They have some really good shit on
Yeah.
there. Like,
Wicked clothes.
I had a lot in my cart and I was like, okay, take it back a second. Because
Yep.
we can't afford this.
I have that problem all the time.
It's terrible.
So, thank you for my shirt.
You're welcome.
I love it so much.
I'm glad that you were concerned about the white.
I was concerned because I don't do YA because it's hard to wear things underneath it without looking like a hoe. And because I only have black bras.
Yeah.
It's my favorite color.
But I can't see nothing. Ooh, I'm sorry, guys.
And too many people are reading the awesomeness of it. So we'll see when I go grocery shopping if anybody mentions it.
I just told her not to wear anything underneath.
Ooh.
No bra. Wear a t-shirt party. I've never been in one of those.
Me neither, obviously. Nobody needs to see that.
Good massage.
Yeah. All right, so hi.
Hi.
Man, we just love to start these off on a hot note.
With a bang.
With a
Hot start.
hot start.
Like a rat. Sorry.
Stop. Oh my fucking Christ. So,
Okay.
we don't have a lot to talk about today, but you know us, we just love talking in general.
The reason why I don't have a lot to talk about today is because that thing happened where I watched what I watched and it in turn made me watch the previous stuff that came before it.
Ah.
And then I got our awesome desk.
Yeah, we got a new desk.
I wish I could see it. Maybe I'll take a nice little fancy picture.
Oh, you should.
Okay, we can do
Like
that.
when it's actually set up, not like this.
Yeah, no, not this.
But it's worth the value.
Yes.
Actually, do you want to name drop? who it's
Sure.
from?
I got my desk from Uplift. They are a company that I stumbled upon, and all their desks are customizable to your needs. So I wanted to get like one of those like rounded corner ones, but it was literally $1,200 for just like the basic tabletop and frame. So
That's a lot of money.
yes, and I got my desk, and it's like heavy duty. Like
This thing's what, 6 feet?
it
Five?
goes up 50 inches.
Goes up, but I mean wide. That's pretty.
This is not 6 feet.
Let me just lay the scribe down and we can measure.
Yeah, this is not a scribe's length.
No, actually, no. It's not.
No, it's like my child's length. It's like 4.
But this shit rises 50 inches, so it comes up to here on me.
And I put really cool little of those Govee lights on it. And it goes around with
All
the
different
music.
colors. But even the desk lamp is like a stick. It goes boop, boop.
Listen, just take my word for it.
It's like
He's-
modern.
He's really nice.
It is nice.
It is modern for.
It's worth the value, so we'll share
It's more
photos.
expensive than anything else I have in this room. We
Even
needed
me.
it. Listen, we have been suffering with my fucking Target desk and little Amazon Bistro table for long enough, okay? We fucking deserve this. It's nice. We have space. I have space. I like sprawled all my shit all over it yesterday while I was working. It was great.
It was nice. And it came with nice pens.
It did. Oh my, listen, if you're nerds like us, you know
You know your pens.
the satisfaction of a good pen.
But it also came with like nice little organizational trays.
Yeah.
The fact that it was customizable to extra power strips, the holes in it.
Even the keypad, because it's an electrical adjustable. So I could have just gotten like the tiny keypad with just an up and a down. But this one, I have 4 settings.
I was going to say it's like a radio. You can set your inches.
Yes. Inches.
I was going to make a dick joke, but I will.
No need, because we all know. If you guys could just like do like pull some little knobby thingies or something. If you water it, it'll grow.
Twist the nipple. Goes down. Twist the other nipple.
Oh.
It goes up. But then there's the settings where it's like...
What does the belly button do?
Oh.
It makes you have an innie dick.
Ooh.
I've seen those.
Like on porno?
No, like in human life at the hospital.
Those exist. That's like a unicorn.
Like, I feel... Okay, I'm going to say it. So... I just don't know how to word this.
Just say it.
So, like, dudes, when they're... This is awful. I'm bandwagon to hell. Jump on in, guys. When dudes are, like, ventilated and in a coma, they have no dicks. It's like a micro penis. It's legitimately this big.
Okay.
That's it.
What about their testes?
Shrunk. It's like there's no life down there.
Oh, because there's no blood flowing down there?
Because there's nothing happening anywhere. I've never seen a patient that was...
Wait, question. And this could be me just being stupid, but wouldn't he have a catheter?
Yeah, he does. They do. Not anyone specifically, just men in general. Yes, they do. And a lot of the times, especially when they become awake, they yank the shit out, which is... awful to witness.
Okay to do.
Yeah. And but it's tiny dicks, and there's a balloon inside of that thing, because they insert it.
Yep.
And then they have to put in a balloon so that it doesn't just fall out. So when these fuckers are like, "Ah!" and it's just like like a murder scene.
I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm like cringing, even though I would never experience
it's
that.
really something.
Just don't be whipping shit out of your dicks, guys.
It's nuts. No pun intended. It's crazy because I've seen it, right? And they're like, they're not fully with it. They just know that something in their dicks bothers them and they need to get rid of it. And so they just like pull and and just... And it just, all of a sudden, they're like, ah! And they're bleeding out of their dicks. And it's just like, yeah, no fucking shit, bitch. Like, how did we get here? We were talking about desks.
How did we get here?
Oh, my God.
Oh, because I said I was going to make a dick joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Okay, so let's get off of that subject.
I wonder what our friends over at Fartmouth think about catheters.
We should ask them. Tyler and Jake. I'm so sorry.
That's why I didn't say shit.
We need some input.
We need
here.
answers.
It's like creating a vagina on a dick. Because you just create this massive
hole. And then they're just sitting there like, why does this hurt so much? And I'm like, yo, bro, you just pulled a decent sized little balloon out of your dick hole.
That sounds so painful.
And I know that, like, when guys have to get STD tested, the Q-tip rubbing in their pee hole hurts. Let alone...
All right, stop. I can't even with this, like, visualization.
So we're going to continue.
Oh, my God.
All right.
I can't even right now.
Do you mind if I just bang out The Last of Us Part 2?
Sure.
Okay. Just so we can get started on this. Because I know you've got better things to talk about than I do.
I don't.
You do. So, I have been waiting. I've been waiting for so long. Because they keep fucking pushing the release date for The Last of Us Part 2 so much that I think it was sometime late last year that Javi bought one of the exclusive bundles. It was like $250 because it comes with all this limited shit. Like, you know, I've got my little friends and shit. So, like, it comes with shit like that, but it comes with like a book bag and extra content
Swag.
and all this. Yes, great. I'm so ready for this book bag.
I do love a good book bag.
And then they pushed the date.
Because of COVID.
Because they're assholes.
Oh.
Because they like to dangle shit in front of you and then be like, oh, by the way, we're just trying to perfect it. Anyways, it's coming this week.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna take a week off of work.
Well, you should anyway because you work too much, so.
True that, but I didn't have a reason to stay home before. Now, this shit can burn down, and I'm still gonna be like...
She's gonna be playing with herself.
Oh, not with myself. By myself?
With yourself.
I'll have fun, for sure. I'm excited.
No.
It's... The first one is probably one of... Oh my god. So, I thought Devil May Cry was my favorite game until Javi was like, you need to play The Last of Us. And I've never wanted a video game to be made into a movie so badly. And
they would have to cast the same peeps.
So Ellen Page... No.
Yes.
No, it's not Ellen Page that plays her. It's the girl from... Okay, what women want or think with Mel Gibson.
What women want?
Okay.
Helen Hunt?
No, his daughter. She's the one that plays Ellie.
Why did I think it was Ellen Page?
Because when in the very first one, there's a huge similarity. Like, Ellie looks like Ellen Page and that chick.
Yeah.
She's like a mesh of the two. Ellen
Oh.
Page got wicked fucking mad. I think she even sued Naughty Dog for that.
See, I thought this whole time that it was Ellen Page.
No.
That's why they made it look like Ellen Page.
No, it's not her. It's this. If you see her, you'll be like, oh shit, it's not. So, and then the guy that plays Joel is very famous. I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. But he's very famous throughout the gaming world. His name is
Troy Baker.
Yeah. He's done... Just scroll. Yeah.
Oh, BioShock Infinite.
Yeah. He is like the guy that you hire to voice your characters. He's got this weird, deep, gruff voice. You've heard Joel before, right? From The Last of Us? You've heard him?
Wow.
A lot.
Wow.
A lot.
Wow.
Excuse
Call
me.
of Duty.
He's in everything. So, people keep saying that who they should...
There's a John Wick video game.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
They're saying who they should cast is... I've seen people ask for Hugh Jackman with... you know that show Unbelievable? Mm-hmm. The girl that's like sued for claiming that she was raped with her, which was like, oh, that'd be so great. Yeah. Anyways, I'm excited is the whole point of this. I'll have a lot to say next week.
Okay.
For shiz.
Well, we look forward to that.
I'm excited. You should stick around and watch one day. It's just such a good story.
It's just, it's because I suck at video games is why I don't play them.
I suck at them too.
That's debatable.
Javi can't watch me play because he legitimately gets so raging mad.
Yeah.
Why do you keep getting stuck? Why can't you just shoot him in the head? And I'm like, because I can't, like, see straight and shoot straight. I have to look over here and shoot this way. Like, it don't work. And it's just so good. I can't.
I feel you. And I like there's some really good backstories on some video games, too, so.
Have you seen the opening story to The Last of Us?
Yes, I have.
Where his daughter... Yo, I saw... You know how they do Kids React or whatever?
Yep.
So they did one for this game, and it was just until, like, you meet Joel and his daughter, and then it ends, like, with his daughter's death.
Yeah.
And these kids were, like, on the verge of tears. I cried. Aww. I was like, no, they're not gonna kill this 13-year-old. Oh, God, they did. They killed her.
That's how you make the money. Is you bring in the emotion.
And there was a huge leak for the second game, and I've not watched anything that's been leaked, and Javi hasn't either, but according to, like, reviews for people who watched it, they fucking hate the story. And I'm just like,
Maybe that's why they pushed it. to fix it.
But this was a recent leak.
Oh.
This wasn't like leaked months ago. This was like within the last month or so it was leaked. And
That's why do people? Oh,
I think that because Ellie is like super fucking raging mad, right? She's the one that you're gonna be controlling throughout the game. It's not Joel anymore, and she is just out for blood and revenge. And I know that there was a relationship. We're all assuming the girlfriend was killed. I'm pretty sure that was clear. The only other thing that I could assume as to why people might hate it is because maybe Ellie was raped.
Oh.
So maybe that's why, like, oh, that's what they ended up basing this whole revenge thing. But I don't know. This is just me speculating because I have not tried to hear or watch anything. All I know is that everyone out there fucking hates the story. But I'm going to give Naughty Dog the benefit of the doubt. I love the first game. I'm totally buying the second one.
I hate when people ruin things.
I know, me
Or I hate
too.
when I catch something online that somebody,
I've legitimately blocked people for spoilers.
Yeah.
Like, if we're watching The Walking Dead tonight, you cannot fucking sit there and tell me that Rick got shot and fucking taken away in a helicopter.
A helicopter?
Yeah.
That really happened?
Yeah. And it was spoiled the very same night. Like, courtesy is like a week. 2 max.
Or maybe just don't say shit.
Maybe.
And keep that verbal.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I agree.
I'm so sorry, but I hope it's good.
Oh, it'll be epic.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, let us know. So, you watched something, but since you've been talking for a while.
Yeah. Literally, how long was I? Whatever.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched a movie this week, and it's old school by now, okay? Like, it's old news. Everybody's seen it.
I've not seen it.
Besides you. Because it came out in 2011, and it was awesome back then, but for some reason I put off, like, not even wanting to see it, but it just never happened. And that is The Cabin in the Woods, starring Chris Hemsworth. Like, right around the time he got cast as Thor. What?
He made a scary movie?
Yes, he did. But it's not really a scary movie. I mean, it kind of is, but alright, I'll tell you. So, if y'all remember seeing, like, the poster of, like, the hovering cabin, and it's got, like, the different layers, and it's all twisty, like a puzzle, that's this movie. And I remember hearing that it was a horror movie, but it was also something else.
Can I ask you something?
And people were like, there was humor involved. What?
Okay, was there another Cabin in the Woods? Or is this the only one? Because why am I thinking about Sean from Boy Meets World?
No. I know Ryder, but he's done, like, he was in 28 Days Later.
Is that the one that takes place in Alaska?
No, that's 30 Days and 30 Nights.
No, that's the sex movie.
That one. He was in the Cabin Fever remake.
There was a cabin. That 30 Days and 30 Nights is the sex movie.
No, what? Oh, yeah. 30 Days of Night. Fuck, why do I keep doing that? Oh, shut up. We're talking about The Cabin in the Woods, goddammit, okay? Understood?
Continue.
Chris Hemsworth. Well, it's your basic setup, right? You've got the college kids. There's a cousin that has a rundown cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere, like East Bumfuck, USA, okay?
Okay.
And they go there to party and whatever. So it's the athlete, played by Chris Hemsworth. And then you have the girl with, she's kind of like the virginal, like, he's cute, but I don't want to go there yet.
The prude.
Who is the friend of the
slut
who is dating the athlete. And then they bring the stoner. Oh, and then they bring their egghead friend, their nerdy friend, to kind of be like, who is played by Jackson from Grey's Anatomy.
What the fuck?
Yes.
That's a Wait, who else is in this other than Chris and Jax? Whatever his name is.
They're not people
what is his
I
name?
recognize. Chris Hemsworth?
No. The guy that plays Jackson.
Jedabada.
None
That's
of
not
us.
his name.
All right, guys, we did not come prepared today.
Listen, we don't have much to talk about, so his name is Jesse Williams. I knew it was a J.
I also,
That guy.
yeah, I know who that is.
But also we have Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford, two dudes. They were maybe 60s, 70s, no 60s, my bad. And they always play like the mean dads, the villain. They were bigger in the 90s.
Just typecasted.
Those two guys, okay?
Jesus, a lot of glaring.
Listen,
Oh God.
those guys.
There we go.
Okay? And yes, it's a horror movie, okay? It's got the creepy whatever.
Okay.
But there is a different element to it, right?
What's that?
I'm not going to say.
Oh,
Should I spoil this?
it's old as fuck.
All right, I'm going to spoil this.
Wait, is it on Netflix?
It is free on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
They're in the cabin. They find a basement, and it has a shitload of shit, right? Like junk.
Okay.
Dolls, animals,
Just trash.
bric-a-brac, trash.
Bric-a-brac.
Okay. Bric-a-brac. It's a fancy way to say junk. Okay.
Okay.
And they're all like touching different things. Like Chris Hemsworth has this little ball, puzzle ball.
I feel like I know where this is going.
The stoner is looking at like film reels. The, virginal girl is picking up a journal, like an old journal, like whatever. Like they're looking at different things.
Mm-hmm.
And while this is happening, those two old dudes, which I'll call them Richard and Bradley.
Okay.
Okay.
Dick and Brad.
There you go. They're in a government area. You can tell it's like vaulted doors, high security, dudes with weapons. Like you could tell it's high security. They're underground somewhere, and they're alone in this like bunker that is. It kind of is reminiscent of like a nuclear reactor kind of hub. It's got all the banks of buttons and dials and screens on the walls.
Okay.
And they have cameras in the cabin and can see these kids. And the whole time they're like, okay, get your bets in, guys. Like, we're going to do this. So all the, like, government employees are, like, betting on something you don't really know yet. And they're betting on almost like what they're going to choose in the basement. Because whatever they choose brings about a supernatural whatever.
So everything is a cursed object.
Yes.
This is supernatural lingo for those of you who don't know.
So if Chris Hemsworth opened the puzzle ball first, he would have brought about a Hellraiser type demon, right? But the girl opened up the journal, and she started to read the Latin in it. And because of that, zombies.
Boys and girls, if you ever open a fucking book you don't recognize and it's
read
in
it.
Latin, do not read the goddamn book.
So it was awesome though, because the government employees were betting on what type of supernatural entity was going to come about first. Like, you know what I mean? So a lot of people had money on like a merman. Somebody had money on, you could see the board. So it was like vampires, werewolves, a merman, like a Godzilla type beast, a unicorn, like a huge bat, like all these different things. And because she read the journal, a hillbilly zombie family was the one that came up to try to kill them. Now, I know this sounds funny, but it's done extremely well, and it's still gory, and it's still creepy, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
This sounds like a joke. Like, if you were somebody pitching that to me, I'd be like,
No, it's not a joke. It's very well done. This is why, when it came out, everybody loved it. They said it was amazing, and it's on the big list of movies you need to watch before you die, because that's how good it is. I know it sounds weird, because I don't know how to explain things, okay?
No, it's just...
So basically, zombies, okay, they're coming in and they're killing the kids, right?
Okay. That's the only thing that surfaces?
Yes, because it's whatever happens first.
Oh, I thought they just, took turns.
No.
God, that'd be awful.
And apparently this happens in every country. So they, had input from Japan, and they showed what the entity that came in Japan was a, one of the... Oh god, it's like a ring type entity.
Oh, fuck me.
And it was in a classroom full of girls, like boarding school type deal, and they were all young, like 8, 7. years old. And you just see this like floating ghost in the classroom, and all the girls are freaking out. So this is happening in all the different countries.
Now,
right?
okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna explain.
Yeah.
And every time somebody dies, like in the college group of kids, you see Bradley and Richard in the underground facility. They pull a device, right? Like a lever. Pull the lever, crunk type deal. And you see blood filling out this like very Egyptian looking rock with figures into it, like it fills in like the lines.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And the premise is that every country has a sacrifice.
Yep, there we go.
It has to be the fool, the virgin,
I
the
figured.
prostitute, or the
7 deadly sins, let's call them.
yeah,
Jesus.
and the athlete, right? And they have to appease the old gods at least once a year. And it has to be that's why they do it in all the countries, because some fail. Like the Japanese girls failed because they chanted some ancient Japanese ritual and turned the ghost into a frog, and they were like, yay! And so that failed. But you needed to have 4 full sacrifices in order to appease the gods from coming up. I never mentioned this movie was created by some dude, but also... Oh my god. Joss Whedon, who created Buffy.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, I know that
I
name.
should have opened up with that. I apologize. And he did Buffy and Firefly and Serenity and like everything else.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's very much in his aesthetic. And it's so... You don't know what's happening. It's so well done. But they fuck up.
Why?
They think the stoner dies, so they pull the lever for the blood, but he never died. So what happens is he finds the access elevator that brought the zombies up from the underground bunker. Ready? In the underground bunker, each individual cube elevator has each type of entity in it. Think of like a jail.
Yeah, like a prison.
And each cell has the werewolf,
like
the
in
vampire.
13 Ghosts.
Exactly like 13 Ghosts. And so the virgin and the fool, that's all I forget their names. They're going down the elevator that the zombies rode up in.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're in the underground facility. And they're seeing like the Hellraiser type one. They're seeing a floating Death Eater type thing. They're seeing...
Where did they get these things from?
The giant bat. What do you mean?
Like these creatures. Where did
they never explain. But they lock themselves up in this little office. And all the elevator banks are in like a corridor in front. And because all the soldiers are trying to get to them, they unleash all the supernatural entities. Oh my... You've never seen a bloodbath like this moment. The elevators, there's only 6 at a time, right? So it's like on both sides, ding! And all the soldiers with their guns are inside. You get the werewolf, the vampire, like the big bat, like all these things, and they just go home, and it's gore. I mean, all the blood, it's like nothing you've ever seen.
I'm gonna have to watch this because I love
You
gore.
are. It's very well done. I'm not doing it any justice. Just say it's Joss Whedon. So it's very like Evil Dead. It's, it's very well done. There's humor. It's scary.
But like,
it's good.
But like really scary?
No. It's not like jump scary at all.
Okay.
But
just gross scary.
I love it so much.
That's so weird.
And there is a cameo in it. I don't really want to tell you, but I was kind of disappointed because she made a cameo in another similar movie. And I was like, oh, come on. But
there's one. That's all
yeah,
you need to...
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like the director of the facility that does this.
Sarah Michelle Gellar comes up?
No.
Oh, I was going to say that'd be hilarious.
But the supernatural entities that they created for this they're well done. Like, and the werewolf was an actual costume, circa like Underworld.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I liked that a lot.
The good shit.
Yes. They did have a giant flying bat, which I just loved.
I'm sure that you were thrilled.
God, there were so many other things. There was a giant snake. There was like a huge octopus.
That's so crazy. That Jock was never going to figure out that puzzle box.
No, but the stoner did.
Of course he did.
But it was to the point where there's these kids in a cabin. It's like, how do you make them go down into the basement, right? They have cameras in this place so they can see everything going on. And what they were going to do, they needed to separate them, right?
Okay.
So they could all go in their rooms. So they pumped in to, like, the slut's room. They pumped in aphrodisiac, like, fumes
Okay.
to make her horny. So her and the jock would go outside and have sex, right?
You describe this, and I'm just like, this sounds
It sounds
like not
bad,
good.
but it is. And they tried to pump in, like, a sleeping gas. Like, they can pump shit in.
Yeah, they're manipulating everything.
They're manipulating in the stoner. They have, like, a voiceover, and they have a woman whispering into the cabin, "Go for a walk." Like, very quietly, and he's like, "Anybody else hear that fucking voice?" He's like, "I'm not gonna go for a fucking walk. I'm gonna stay right here." So he thinks it's like a ghost talking to him.
Aw, poor thing.
Because they're trying to, like, push them to, like, be separated, and you know what I mean?
I feel like that just wouldn't... Actually, that might work, because we still have people eating Tide Pods, so who fucking knows?
And, I'll just leave it at that.
You enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. There will not be a sequel. Because you can fill in the blanks. I know I don't do it justice, but it was so entertaining. I was so very surprised, and I don't know why it took me, like, 9 years to fucking watch this.
That's crazy.
And, you know, again, it has a young Chris Hemsworth before he was Thor, so
I think
like,
that's kind of what's blowing my mind the most right now.
yeah, and I mean, he did a good job for
who he was back then.
I guess. I mean, well, because he played, you know, your typical jock.
Yeah,
So.
well, that makes sense.
But what I like the most is that they're actually, it shows that they are all smart. Like, the pretty girl and the jock, in the beginning you can tell they're very intelligent, but they just happen to wear facades of a jock and a
Stereotype. Yeah.
Because they are college kids.
I don't know why you're talking about it, and it's reminding me of The Faculty.
Oh, that's a good point. It's like that, but
no aliens.
More satirical. Like, not satirical, more like a parody.
Ritual.
It's in the vein, I know we say this every fucking episode, but it's like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Where it takes, like, a thing, it gives, like, a horror trope, and it builds on it.
Yeah.
So, it is gory. It is very bloody. I love it.
I keep yawning.
It's thrilling. It's funny. It's just entertaining.
I'm gonna watch it.
You should watch it. And it is free on Amazon Prime if you have it.
I don't know why I never
either, like, watched it.
Because if it's so great, why didn't I?
That's what I was looking up the trivia, and it says that it's now, like, on the list of, like, 1001 movies you need to watch before you die or something. So. It is worth it.
That's interesting.
I give it 4 Wickeds.
High praise.
High praise, yeah.
That's high praise.
Definitely watch that.
I will do so. Just because I need to see Chris and Jesse together. Like, that's still blowing
so,
my
like,
damn mind. I'm just like, how did we get here?
I know.
Like, I don't understand. What do you mean? Was it, like, Jesse already in Grey's? Or prior to Grey's?
When was he in Grey's? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know when he entered Grey's.
It was, like, right on the, like, beginning.
Cusp.
Yeah.
I like that word. Cusp.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So he looked like a little baby, and he played the nerd. So he had, like, glasses and...
Like, a hot nerd?
A hot nerd.
No. Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't really pull it off.
Was he arrogant?
No.
Because that's the only way a hot nerd could get through is if he's arrogant.
No.
Okay, then that's not real life. No. Hot nerds are not sweet. They're arrogant.
I think my favorite, though, is... I like the stoner a lot.
It's
Marty
always
was his name. Because he is
Why do the stoners always get these weird-ass fucking names?
I don't know.
Marty?
But I remember in the trivia it says that the actor... Franz something. There's a scene where they all take off their shirts and for their bathing suits to go jumping in the lake, and they keep Marty fully clothed, and he sits on the dock. And they said they did that because he's so ripped that they're like, having a ripped stoner doesn't work. So they had to make sure that he wore baggy clothes so that he wouldn't be ripped.
I need to see this man.
I'm surprised because he does not look like a ripped person.
He's probably like wicked. Okay, do you know how you don't watch 13 Reasons Why? Like Clay is, he's cut.
Oh, I've never seen
And he
him.
looks like such a skinny little shit, but he
Yeah.
is cut.
No, this guy, I guess, was so... I mean, think of Chris Hemsworth cut as Thor. Like, they said he was just ripped. So he had to wear baggy clothes.
Fran Kranz.
Yep. Oh, Fran, not Franz. My bad. I connected.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, he was in Training Day.
He was... Yeah,
He was in the fucking Village!
Yeah.
And Dark Tower.
And Dark Tower, yeah. No, he was very good as a stoner. I mean...
Brother-in-law of Gaston Richmond. I don't know who that is.
Anyway, so I thought that was pretty funny.
That is hilarious.
So I think he was my favorite just because he was high most of the time, but he knew what he was doing.
He looks like a stoner.
But he made his own bong that he could use while driving, and it looks like a thermos, like one of the gray thermoses that has a handle, and it extends like a fucking telescope to be a bong.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
And I read that to make that prototype for this movie, it costs $5,000 to make, and it looks really good. Like, it's all steel. It looks like a steel bat, and it can collapse into a thermos. And I was like, that is genius.
I was driving out of work today, and the guys behind me were smoking, but I couldn't tell where they were smoking out of, and it was a fucking thermos.
Oh, that way.
I was like, what the fuck?
Maybe they got it from this movie.
Maybe.
Because he actually, like, in one point, he extends it to use it as a weapon.
Oh, no!
Yeah. And, so I'm like, damn, that's a great invention. But he's like the intelligent... I know he's a stoner and he's high all the time, but he is a smart man. Resourceful.
Fucking, how is it that cliches just work? I don't know how I feel about cliches. I don't know if they're like a good thing or a bad thing, but it bugs me when they don't work and it bugs me when it does.
Yeah. Anyway, highly recommended on that one.
I will watch that, especially with the Wicked 4. What the fuck?
Oh, Wicked.
That's crazy. Well, the only thing I watched this week was season 2 of Mayans. That was it.
How do you think about it?
Oh, listen. So...
Which, for those who don't know, it is the spinoff from Sons of Anarchy. And if you don't know that, then she doesn't like you.
So I liked... So season 1 focused a lot on Easy and him being a prospect. And he, like... Easy is... He has... Oh, God. What is that called? Spencer has it in Criminal Minds. Where you can remember everything. Not a photographic memory. Eidetic memory.
There you go.
He has an eidetic memory. And so he's very intelligent. He got into Stanford. And then when... This is not a spoiler. Maybe it is. When his mom was killed, he accidentally killed a cop.
Yep.
Okay? Mm-hmm. He ends up in jail for like a bunch of years or whatever. And then when he comes out of jail, he's basically working as a snitch for the feds. But you kind of fall in love with him. Like, you can't help it. You just can't. The dynamics, the character, you can't help it. So he's supposed to be like this great dude, ends up part of the Mayans. Season 2 is more focused on... It's kind of weird because with Sons, you can clearly see the goal.
Yes.
Jax was VP. You know eventually you're going to want him to be president. And his goal is to get the Sons out of guns. And away from all the illegal shit that's like killing the club.
They just want to ride on their bikes, man.
And make money and take care of their fams, right? With this, it's almost like the club is trying to... The Mayans are trying to keep a balance between the feds and the cartel. So it's not like I don't understand what the goal is quite yet. Like, I don't know what it is that they want. Like, are they wanting to be independent from the cartel, or they want to be more integrated with the cartel so they can make more money? But what I about this season too is that Sam Crow was very much alive.
Oh.
Like every few episodes they were talking about Jax.
Aw.
And it was just like, we're gonna be there because Jax would have wanted it. This is what Jax wanted. We have to honor it. Like, and then Chips came through. I can't even. Happy was a big part of this season. Listen,
That makes me nostalgic.
Oh, it was so crazy because like Chips is there and they're still not out of guns.
Can Venus Van Dam come back?
Bro, I'm waiting for it.
Oh man.
Because Tig didn't come back.
Oh yeah.
So it was
I loved him.
I know, especially when he ended up with Venus. And I know that the guy that plays Venus was like, if they ever asked me to come back to play this character, I fucking would, because it's literally his favorite character that he's ever played.
I would imagine, because that is a amazing character.
I know.
With better tits than us.
Every episode, I was staring at her titties, because I know that it's a prosthetic.
But where's the seam?
That's the part I didn't understand. Do you remember the very first episode she ever came up? She had one nipple this way and the other one was going that way. And I thought that was so fucking perfect.
Yes. It was just so beautiful.
There'll be no shitting when I'm this close to that big asshole. Oh, I can't.
Greatest character created for television ever.
Absolutely. Oh, I loved it. And the fact that she was so broken and she was so well spoken. I just like...
Walton Goggins.
Dude.
Anytime he pops up in any movie, like, when I watched Django Unchained,
yes,
I was like, Venus!
And it's crazy because that's all I hear.
Yeah.
Why is he so good at that?
Why does he have a flat chest?
Where are your tits, bitch?
He needs to just wear those.
Forever.
For every role.
I wonder if he kept them.
I'd keep them.
I would too. No, but it was really good. And I love it because season 1 ends up with Easy finding out that it was Happy who killed his mom. Aww. So season 2, it's very much about, like, yes, working with the cartel, and the cartel's like working with the feds, but they're not. Like, the cartel tells the feds, Galindo tells the feds, okay, I'm going to work with you. But in reality, he's working with someone else to basically, like, fuck over the feds. And then the Mayans come in as basically, like, soldiers for Galindo cartel.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really cool watching him balance that. He kills his first person. Mm. And this is, like, something major to him. You know what I mean? Because he's genuinely a good person. He wants to do good.
Yeah.
But now he's in this.
It's like early Jax.
Oh, yes, before he killed that Fed. Because Jax had said, like, I've never killed someone like that before.
Yeah.
So it was, like, probably even before that. But, so Easy's, like, he's trying to balance all those things and his family. And he's trying to figure out the best way to get revenge for his mom's death. The problem is the Mayans and Sam Crow have a peace. And it's a delicate piece. Like, you don't want to disturb that shit. Like, things will just go up in flames. So he tries to find the source. Okay, Happy carried out the hit, but who ordered it?
Yeah.
So then he gets his brother involved, and then his dad gets involved, and
lots of drama.
It's so good. But I honestly, like, my favorite part about the whole thing was the fact that Chibs came back, and almost every fucking episode they talked about Jax.
I do. They keep the...
In his memory, we have to honor him in this way. This is what Jax would have wanted. We have to be there for Sam Crow because that's what Jax would have wanted. Aww. I'm waiting for Jimmy Smits to come up, dude. I'm waiting for it.
So in other words... Go watch it. How many Wickeds?
7.
Listen.
7.
Who would you recommend Mayans to? Like, you have to watch SOA first.
Yes.
But so if you love... I don't want to say mob related, but like
biker-ish, gang-ish shit. I can't even say that because that wasn't my thing.
It's more like the dynamics between people.
It's not even about the biker club. It's about family and loyalty and being there for each other and standing up for what you believe in and trying to do the right thing under very stressful and bad circumstances.
And it feels real.
It does.
Like, that's why I like SOA, is they were very real with you know, they have the nudity, the swearing, even though it was on FX, which is amazing.
Well, they limited it to shits, and when Mayans came through, the fucks came in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, FX is getting there.
Oh my god! And you know what? I started with Taboo.
Thank you, Tom.
Because I remember SOA finished, and I remember saying to myself, I would have given anything to hear Jax or anybody just throw down a good fuck.
Same with Supernatural.
Oh.
Like, I wish they could swear.
The closest that ever came to that was when the Ghost Facers were filming, and he's like, "Get the poop off of me," or whatever, and he flipped up. It was great. That was the closest. But
Damn
that's
it, CW.
That's a CW, yeah. But
that's what I'm saying. Like,
there was
you
nothing
can't make it real.
more satisfying than watching Chibs walk in, and he's like, "Who do I have to fuck to get a drink around here?" And his thick ass Scottish accent, bro.
Love him and his accent.
Let me tell you. And the fact that, like, Charlie Hunnam had such a hard time letting go of Jax, like, you can tell these dudes were just, like, about it.
I think that's why it's such a good show, and I think that's what makes any show good, is when the actors love what they're doing, they love the characters, they love the story, and that's what makes it all good.
He had a hard time. Like, I'm pretty sure he had said he had gone through, like, a depression, because he's like, I don't know how to let this dude go.
Yeah. That's hard, man.
Oh my god, I wouldn't want to let it go
you played
either.
him for how many years? 6?
It was 7 seasons.
Yeah,
so
seven or 8, depending on filming.
Yeah, 7, 8 years, almost a decade. And to watch those kids grow too, because Abel. So this is my concern now.
Sorry, Corona. Sorry,
because I don't get enough of that at work.
Just kidding.
So the thing is, this is where it gets a little tricky for me. So Kurt Sutter was fired by FX.
Which fucking kills me.
It was because of a Disney line. FX and Disney work together, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He basically says that it was, I can't remember the exact same, like the exact line. I know it was said in Mayans season 1 by Coco, and it was something along the lines like, all pedophiles come from Disney.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, one line, and Disney's like, fire this asshole.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. But he left the show in the hands of the guy that's been working with him since Sons.
Okay. See, I like that.
Charles Barkley, I think his name is.
Not related to the basketball player.
Oh, I said it. Paris Barkley. Paris Barkley. So there's like 19 other directors. And creators, there's 26 of them. His name is Paris. I'm sorry. I know. I know. And it's crazy because Chibs comes in, right? And you're like, oh, this is it. We're going to see. Oh, back up. So Sam Dino is a big part of this because I guess they're the closest to Santo Pedro, whatever the fucking town is where the Mayans are at. And the dude that is the prez for that particular charter. Oh, shit.
I also just want to say we get all of our facts from IMDb because they have everything.
Ain't that the damn truth?
So if you don't have that app and you're like, who's this guy?
Edward James Olmos.
Oh, yes.
He plays Easy and Angel's dad.
Okay.
And he is wonderful. This piece of shit comes back. Stand there, motherfucker.
In a
Lincoln Parter. There's familiar faces. So like Oscar from
Yep.
Obviously Happy comes back.
I like that when they bring back the good peeps.
I do like it. Especially Happy was like a really big. I think Happy was there from like episode 2. This piece of shit.
All right.
That was fun.
So in other words, 4
I
Wickeds.
can't remember what.
5 Wickeds.
7 Wickeds. I give it 7.
The rating system goes up to 5.
No, I'm giving it a 7. I feel like I want to say, oh, he was in True Blood. He was Alcide's dad. You've never seen True Blood?
Yes. Okay.
That dude.
I have seen True Blood.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't see the last season.
That dude is the prez for Sam Dino, and he's there episode 1 of season 1.
Okay.
And throughout ever, because they're the closest charter to the Mayans. Anyways, it's great. Just fucking watch it. Just do it. It's on Hulu.
I'll take her word for it.
Just fucking watch. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you're into bikers or not. It's just
good stuff.
the character development. And the fucking actors in this entire, what do you call it? Everything.
Series?
Well, because it's Suns and Mayans.
The Sun's World.
Everything. Like, what was his name? Redhead? Anyways, it's just great. Just watch it.
I agree. But you have to start with SOA first, so.
I would prefer it that you did.
Yeah.
So that you can love Jackson
You
and be
get
able to
more,
mourn
like,
him.
Context, so.
Absolutely, for sure.
Alright, so the last thing I watched.
Yeah, you were really excited about that.
I was, because I didn't know anything about this. Alright, it's on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive documentary, I believe. It is called Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street. And it specifically talks about the second Nightmare on Elm Street movie, Freddy's Revenge. Have you seen it?
No, I only saw the original.
Okay. For those who don't, it's this direct sequel to the first one, and it stars Mark Patton as Jesse. And it's basically, you know how in the first one Nancy was the one that was like dealing with him? Well, it's this kid, teenage kid, who is almost like being possessed, almost like wanting to be possessed by Freddy.
Wanting?
No, not wanting.
Oh.
But like, Freddy wants to possess him.
Okay.
Instead of just haunting him, he wants like Jesse to...
He's trying to break through.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. And what I did not know, and I don't know if this is just my ignorance or what, apparently it was the gayest movie ever. And I mean, I'd say that meaning like a gay movie.
Like homosexual?
Yes. And they say, and by I mean like the horror film community, said that there was so much subtext and this was, and
I mean, you can read
to the degree that it affected Mark Patton, who plays Jesse, his entire career, because of all like these news stories would come out and like they'd be like, this is like a gay Nightmare on Elm Street, like, you know what I mean? Because there was a lot of undertones or...
So this is a documentary about that movie.
It's the after. So I'm getting to there.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So basically, at first, they were saying how this movie was supposed to boost Mark Patton's career. Like, this is gonna put him in the limelight. He's now gonna be an A-lister. Like, he's gonna grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of all this, like, gay stuff...
Subtext.
They said that it was... If you look at the script, it is written like he walks into an S&M bar. Like the bar, there was a scene where he walks into a clear S&M bar. But in my head, I was like, it's the 80s. Everybody wore leather. Everybody had chains.
Oh.
Guys dressed as women. Like, it didn't occur to me that the subtext existed. And there's a scene where I think he's the coach of the high school, and the kid Jesse goes to that bar because he's trying to find out more about Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what was there, but he sees the coach there, and he's dressed in the leather vest with like the chains and the spike collar.
You're
and
thinking this is a punk rock scene.
I think that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Not S&M or anything.
This is not a sexual thing.
Yeah.
This is a music thing.
Because I forget when I first saw it. I think it was in high school or early college. So none of this occurred to me. So when I was watching this, I was like, whoa.
You're
No
like,
idea
that
this
makes so much sense.
Yeah. But, and then there was this whole thing between Mark Patton and the dude who wrote the script of the subtext, and he's like, no, there's no gay thing, there's no homosexuality, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, clearly, look at this. And then he was like, because they call him a scream queen because he screams like a girl, like how he screams in the movie. And it was basically just dissing on him, but not just him. It grew into something else where it was like dissing on the LGBTQ community, like in the 80s, and AIDS was a huge thing, and HIV was everywhere.
Oh,
and so it delves into that. But the documentary was very much involving Mark Patton in today's time. And they were interviewing him in his home, and he is now like going on the circuit to all the conventions. So they ended up having a Freddy's Revenge reunion with him, his girlfriend in the movie, his best friend in the movie, Robert Englund.
Tell me that's not awkward.
The director. No, it wasn't. They all loved each other. They were having like a good time. It was more of just like the scriptwriter and Mark was the clashing.
Ugh.
But
So did the writers do it on purpose?
But he always was getting the question back in the 80s of, did you intend to play this as a homosexual man? And at the time, he was a closeted homosexual, which is where the complications came in.
Because even if he says no, everyone's going to not believe him.
Because it was the 1980s, right? So it was a lot more like, and because AIDS was so big, and people were saying like, oh, I don't want to get AIDS, don't touch me. So they were less open, and all like,
Fucking
LGBT
ignorance,
community went back into the closet per se, so that they could keep themselves sane and not dissed. Or, I mean, I'm pretty sure there were killings, like if you're gay, I'm gonna kill you type deal.
I'm sure there was.
Especially where he was. So he basically didn't continue his career, and he fled to Mexico, basically to just
escape it all.
Escape. And back down there, he wasn't known as an actor. Like, nobody knew he was an actor. He opened up his own store, and he's very artistic. He creates wonderful designs for t-shirts and art, and, like, he has his own bag that he decorated, and he's very talented in that respect. Of course, now he's proud of who he is, and he has a husband, but the documentary very much goes into depth about what the 80s was like with that community, and how AIDS was involved, and how crazy it was during that time. And so how basically them saying there's all these gay undertones to the movie basically forced him to not be an actor anymore.
So do you think it's true?
What?
Like, was there meant to be a gay undertone, or is that just complete coincidence?
Well, what is nice about this documentary is that it brings Mark and the writer into one room so that they can hash it out. Yeah. And he had the scriptwriter, David Chaskin, I think was his name, something to that. It was David something. Was basically like denying it for all these years because he didn't want his movie to have gay undertones, because it was still very much like, no, it's not gay.
Ignorance, yeah.
But now and basically Mark is like, but why does it have to be denied? Like, it was, that type of, just let it be what it is. So when they got together, they did hash it out. And he's like, did you write it to be whatever? And he's like, I recognize, like the undertones. And he was basically saying how being gay was such a scary thing. He basically wanted to insert that as the enemy and put that, yes. So it was like the fear of being gay into Jesse's character. I mean, how fucked up is that,
I don't
right?
support that movie.
No. But that's basically how his thought was starting when writing the movie. And there was, so, but now it's I don't want to say praised, but they now like welcome this movie into like, this is an LGBTQ film for the community. So Mark went to this theater in Portsmouth, and the host is a drag queen, and they had a drag queen talking about it and what it was like growing up in the 80s as, wanting to be yourself, but you can't, because nobody really accepts it. And it was absolutely, I had no idea any of this existed.
That's crazy.
So that's why, and it's only just this movie in the Nightmare franchise that they say.
I wonder what the director or the writer, creator, whoever was going through.
I don't know. They don't even go into his.
Because I feel like you always write from a personal, it has to be something personal. You can't just write.
He was it's different for screenplays. They want to do something that's like now and fresh, and it has to like translate well into film. I don't know. But the director always said, was like me earlier when I first saw it, like, it completely ignorant that undertone existed. And if it did, it was like, well, whatever. You know?
They're
like,
just punks.
Yeah, like, listen, I was innocent at the time, okay?
Yeah.
I just see leather and weird women, and
You're just like, my mom used to wear those.
I just thought it was weird LA, California life in the 80s. That's exactly what I thought
That's
it
just
was.
what they're like there.
Yeah. So, you can tell I'm a suburbanite. So, but that documentary just opens your eyes to that whole how fucked it was in the 80s. And
that's crazy because that's so relevant to the shit that's going on right now.
So relevant. So I like that it's all about Mark Patton. Like it's focused on him a lot. It talks about, this is how fucked up it was. Back in the 80s, there was a famous TV star that he was dating, and he was very much like your typical, like the hot guy in school. He had the full-bodied brown hair. He was the one every girl wanted to be with, and he was on a TV show, very famous. I totally forget his name, so I apologize. And Mark Patton moved in with him, and they were lovers, but they would have, like like journalists coming to the house to like do an article on him for their magazine, and they would have to put him in a straight light, in a heterosexual light. They wanted Mark to leave the house. They wanted
putting up the front so it came off.
Yeah. I remember him saying his agent told him that he's not marketable as like a heterosexual. Like he has to be the straight guy. So his agent or whomever that worked with Mark basically told him what to wear, how to act in public so that he could put on this heterosexual front.
Jesus.
Which is fucked.
It is.
And then this poor dude that he was dating, that was the famous one. They show that one of the photos they took for that article, I don't know who the chick was, but it was like him it was a full portrait, and he was holding a framed photo of a female. And
like, this is my wife.
I don't know who the hell it was. I don't know if it was a co-star or what.
Probably cut it out of a
if it was a sister
magazine.
Or mom, I don't know. Oh my God. And they had 2 dogs together, and he's like, that was my house. Like, and they're telling me to leave my house to do a photo shoot with my lover.
I'm assuming they're not together anymore.
Unfortunately, he got AIDS. And he died.
It's insane how treatable that is now.
And what killed me is that Mark Patton had HIV, cancer, and tuberculosis. Dude was so sick during like late 80s, 90s. Like the dude was sick. And I was like, you can get all of that? I was like, you can still get tuberculosis?
Yeah, you can.
Oh my God. And
yeah, we do. It's frightening how often we do TB tests.
How are you alive right now? And he, unfortunately, looks aged. Like, I think they're in their... Well, if he was in his early 20s in the 80s, he's about 50-ish, maybe? But dude looks older. Because of
all the illnesses.
Oh my God. And when he was saying that he had all these things, I'm like, holy fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I think it's an extremely well-done documentary, and it definitely opened my eyes. I was like, fuck.
Did your parents watch it?
No.
Oh.
My mom doesn't like shit like that.
That's true.
Because it is, again, it's very much talking about the horror community. She's like, I hate horror, blah, 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 blah. So, obviously, she would have never...
Get with it.
I know. She would never watch that movie, so... It definitely would, anytime... Unfortunately, it's not a very good Nightmare on Elm Street.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
That it's not good at all.
It's not because of the undertones or whatever. It's just...
Oh, I didn't hear it was because of that. I just heard it wasn't good.
It's not good. But...
You win some, you lose some, I guess.
Yeah, but it's a very good documentary. And it is called Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street.
On
and
Shudder.
I like that. I think he's taken it like... He owns that title now. So you definitely...
Turned it around, bitches.
I'm just so happy that life is more accepting for him now, because shit was fucked.
Despite the shit that's going on.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, that is a high, probably 5 Wickeds. That's a good...
Ooh.
That is a really good documentary, so...
Would you get it if you haven't seen the second Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You don't really... Because they do tell you a lot of
So you don't
context.
have to watch the movie?
No. They do show you, obviously, like, snippets from it, so...
Yeah.
You just need to know Freddy's backstory. to know
Which,
who he
even
is.
if you've never seen the movie, I'm pretty sure everyone on
know,
the planet
yeah.
knows who Freddy Krueger is.
Yep. So oh my god, it's very.
That's
well done.
rough,
And
dude.
I actually remember reading, because I usually read the reviews before watching
Yes.
anything on Shudder, and there were a lot of people saying like this is the best thing on Shudder right now. So it's high praise.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
I downloaded Acorn TV.
What is that?
It's a subscription thing.
Okay.
And I started watching a show called Dead Still. And I feel like you would like, I don't know why this just jotted my, because you said it was the hottest thing right now or whatever. It's about a mortician who turned, like, he photographs the dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's placed in, like, first of all, Ireland, I believe, or England. It's very Sherlock Holmesy.
Ooh.
And his job is to photograph the dead. Like, he fixes them up and like how they used to do.
Oh, like those portraits they used to do, like back in the day, like prop them up and make them
Yes.
look alive.
Yes. And think of him as, I would say he's more of a Sherlock. And Watson is actually a detective who keeps finding photographs of people who have committed suicide, and they're taken in the same portrait style that this dude does it in.
But not in the same context.
No, because it's their death happening.
Oh, wow.
I'll give you the login.
What's Acorn, though? Like, what is it? Does it have its own content, or does it have...
It does. And what's weird is there's no app for it on the iPhone. Huh. So I have to, like...
Go to the website?
Yeah. See? It's right here.
Acorn TV. I never heard of it.
Yeah. And it's got its own shit.
It doesn't have, like, other things?
I've never seen any of these shows. I've never seen any of this.
Is it like a...
It's its own thing.
Is it like a British thing?
I think it is. Although I can also get BBC.
When I say British, I like UK-based, European.
Like BBC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to actually subscribe to it through Amazon.
How much is it?
I want to say it's $4.99.
Oh, that's not bad. So it's like Apple TV.
Yeah.
It is British.
Yeah.
Watch all new British TV shows.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know. But I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, like, I don't know why it just like popped in my head.
TV streams world-class mysteries, dramas, and comedies from Britain and beyond.
I want to see. Here it is. The
UK as well.
And I
Ireland.
think it airs weekly.
Well, I'm down.
Let me see if I can find. Oh, it doesn't even give me a.
That sounds good though.
Memorial photographer Brock Blennerhassett, makes a living out of photographing the dead in Victorian Ireland. When a series of murders threatens to sully Blennerhassett's reputation, a tenacious detective drags him into an investigation of Dublin's criminal underbelly.
That sounds like my cup.
And
of
it's
creepy.
like it's very witty. And he's very much like the Scrooge of the whole thing.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like it. So I forgot. Good. I completely forgot that I fucking watched I think I watched like 3 episodes. Yeah. I don't even know how the hell I found it.
You said through Amazon.
No, I did not I think I found it on Instagram.
I like that.
I'll give you the login.
That sounds good. I might actually watch that.
So I think I'm gonna watch. I'm definitely gonna try to check out Cabin in the Woods, and I'm definitely gonna check out Scream Queen.
It was so well done. I loved it.
Yeah.
And they went to a theater in They were showing like cars driving around. I'm like, those are New Hampshire plates. Where are they?
You got mad excited.
I got wicked excited, and there was a convention or something in Portsmouth, and I was just like, oh,
homie, it's homie,
Mark Patton. I wish I met you.
Aww,
yeah. It was good stuff.
That's like sad, but also so great at the same time.
It was sad, but it's great as to how
the turnout, how he handled it later on,
and how it's very different now and much more accepting these days.
Absolutely,
he can actually be himself.
We still have assholes, but for the most part,
but we don't like the assholes.
No,
we don't accept them.
No, fuck you. Are you hungry?
I actually am.
Okay,
we're gonna go eat.
Yeah,
but watch all that shit and have fun.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Goodbye.